Eric Beck, a big old boy. He's making the walk right now. 170 pounds, and he looks every bit of it. Making the walk to the cage tonight at 2-0, so perfect so far in his young mixed martial arts career, cornered by the great John Wood. Doesn't really know a lot about his opponent. We've talked about that before. That can be really challenging in some of these early amateur fights. But this young man has aspirations. Wants to be in the UFC in 5 years from now. His job also kind of combat-based. He is a security guard by trade. Wants to come out here and make a statement tonight. He said that he's been in mixed martial arts for about the past year or so. He's been competing, but he's got that wrestling base, which is so important, right? It's like when you have a build like this young man does. You know, he's a tall guy, he's 170 pounds, and you're a wrestler. It didn't used to be the case. I mean, remember when we were in school, Mahoney, he's always just the short, stocky guys.
Yep. That
has changed, and boy, that has changed the game of MMA.
Geovanny Salazar.
Geovanny Salazar, 4-1 in his mixed martial arts career as an amateur. Strolling out as a very tall 170-pounder as well. Both these guys, 6 foot tall. Chris Curtis we see in the corner there, the Extreme Couture camp. Again, just so many great fighters as these young men get ready to take the next step in their career. Love to watch each of these individuals.
Chris coming off a big win in his last UFC fight as well, and luckily had the honor to call a couple Tuff-N-Uff fights alongside him as well over the years. You know, great commentator, great fighter, and going to be a great corner to Geovanny Salazar tonight, I have no doubt.
Yeah, Chris Curtis, man, he's a lot of fun when he joins us in the broadcast booth. There's an intensity about him that I love to see. Always calls it like he sees it, and that's really helpful as a corner. Like,
right.
If you got somebody who's just going to tell you, not sugarcoat, to be like, hey, man, you're losing, or you need to do this, you need to do that. That's the sort of guy you want coaching you around. So here we go. Geovanny Salazar has entered the cage and a cartwheel to get things going. Taking a look here at the tail of the tape, brought to us by our friends at Lerner & Rowe Injury Attorneys. We see a slight reach advantage for Eric Beck. Here's Justin Bernard.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in the Tuff-N-Uff welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He's a freestyle fighter holding an amateur record, 2 wins, 0 losses. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 169.4 pounds. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, Eric Beck. And now, introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. He's a mixed martial artist, holding an amateur record, 4 wins, 1 loss. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in officially at 170 pounds. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, Geovanny Superman Salazar. And when the action begins, your referee in charge, Jimmy Guarino.
3 3-minute rounds our format. We've got Beck, he is wearing the gray trunks. Salazar is wearing the black trunks. As I mentioned, both these fighters at 170 pounds. Very evenly matched on paper, both standing at 6 feet tall. Touch of the gloves and we are off. And you can see Beck already looking for that takedown. He's got that low stance, looking for that trip. Salazar does a nice job of fighting that off.
Yeah, these are big welterweights, Dave.
Nice hands there from Beck, too. Big welterweights and fast welterweights. Man, it's just so dangerous when you see a guy who's standing 6 foot tall, big guy, 170 pounds, and then can shoot like that.
Wow. I mean, the speed that we've seen from Beck so far in these first 30 seconds is very impressive. He covers the distance in the cage very, very quickly, Dave.
Yeah, and it's tough when you get an opponent like that that's threatening you so effectively on the feet and then is able to instantly shoot in like that. That's just not something you normally see from a guy that has the kind of reach that Beck does and that wrestling pedigree. So far, Beck doing a nice job with control here in the first minute, but a long ways to go.
I mean, Beck showing off his wrestling, but Salazar, no slouch, obviously training with the team over at Extreme Couture. They may have seen a thing or two about wrestling.
Oh, I'd say so. Yeah, Salazar doing a great job of, fighting it off.
But the pressure that we're seeing from Beck is he is just stuck to him like glue right now. But,
oh, look at this.
Nice reversal.
Yeah, so Beck goes for the takedown. Salazar manages to follow and then ends up in the top position here. He's in the half guard, but has that arm pinned back a little bit as well. So let's see if he's able to do anything with this. Nice landing there for Salazar. That could be certainly a game changer for this first round if he's able to do something with it effectively.
Absolutely. Trying to improve his position, but man, Beck is very, very strong. But this is a great position for Salazar. Look at this, sneak that arm under the chin possibly. Oh.
Yeah, and he's trying for it. I mean, he's definitely hunting for a submission here. And Beck, not much of an answer when his back is given up like this. So, yeah, it's a lot of hand fighting going on right now. And Beck is doing a good job of trying to work his way out. But you see
Salazar now
elevated. What is Beck going to do here?
This is a always.
Do it. Oh, he did it.
I mean, that was.
Oh, but the arm. I mean, almost got underneath the chin because of that. Anytime that you do that, you try to spike your opponent.
Salazar showing just how tough he is. He took that landing on the head.
He did. So down to the final 15 seconds, and Beck is trying to hold on here. His choke isn't. It's almost there, but not quite able to be completed.
Wow.
Man, what a tough, gutsy performance there from Beck. And Salazar now trying to posture up here in these final 10 seconds. And Beck doing a nice job of trying to negate that damage. Wow, what a first round between these two.
Nice show of sportsmanship from Salazar, lifting Beck up at the end as that round ended. Wow, man, that was a fun and exciting first round. But man, these guys gotta be tired.
I mean, wow, what a moment there. You know, your opponent has managed to take your back. You get back to your feet, and then you got to figure out what to do with it. I mean, this was the big moment right here where Salazar was not going to get hip tossed, decided that he was going to follow that around, and here it is. Bam! Right onto Salazar's head, and Salazar managed to take all of the weight of both of them basically on the dome and still get that arm underneath the chin. And to Beck's credit, he managed to wiggle free enough where Salazar wasn't able to complete that choke. But man, that was a really exciting round number one between these two.
Salazar not taking the stool in between rounds, showing that he's got plenty of gas still in that tank going into round number two, Dave. That was a fun first round.
Let's see who's going to be aggressive here to start round number two. My prediction, both of them. 3 more minutes on the clock.
Big right there.
Both just trading hands in the center of the cage. And Salazar there with a little bit of a low blow from Beck.
Jimmy Guarino seeing it, saying Salazar says, no worries, we'll continue on. He had up to 5 minutes if he wanted. Decided to take less than 5 seconds. Yeah.
Beck, fast hands.
Yeah, showing that he's got skills on his feet as well.
Now let's see if Beck's going to be as aggressive here, going for another hip toss as he did in round number one, because Salazar did put him into a little bit of trouble, and already Salazar kind of working his way towards the back of Beck here.
Beck trying to hold on to that right arm. Salazar does a good job of cranking it and reversing it.
And Beck momentarily gets the takedown, tries to pick that leg again and manages to get his opponent to the ground. And now Beck is the one who has the back of Salazar and plenty of time to work here with 1:40 remaining in round number two.
Yeah, that was a really impressive takedown that we saw from Beck right there.
Oh, he's got that deep. Man, he slapped that on fast. I can't tell if it's totally under the chin from this angle, but oh man, it is close. Salazar manages to turn into him. Boy, that looked like it was tight. Beck just slapped that on like a necktie, and Salazar managed to fight his way through it, but Beck still in top position here and throwing some haymakers from the top.
Yeah, landed a couple big hammer fists right there. That is a tough position to be in.
Inside 75 seconds here in round number two.
Salazar not content with where he's at. Looking to stand up. Ooh, again, another close kick.
Close, but well timed. No foul from the referee.
Beck working that inside thigh. Salazar with those knees. Looking for that hip toss again. Salazar blocks.
Inside of 30 seconds here in round number 2, and Beck looking for another takedown. He gets it, man. That wrestling base that he has is legitimate. I mean, that's a big opponent you're picking up and moving around like that.
Absolutely. And doing a good job, you know, landing those knees, transition nicely to this takedown, scoring a lot of points in the second round so far.
Inside of the final 10 seconds here in round number 2, and Beck looks like he is going to finish the second round from the top position. So if there was an answer back that was needed from Beck after that first round, because the first round was back and forth.
Absolutely.
But that second round, I thought Beck did a really nice job there. That felt very much like him imposing his will going out there. So right now I've got a 1-to-1. How do you
Same. I've got a 1 apiece. Beck did a really good job of imposing his will. Landed at least 2 takedowns in that round and looked just really impressive.
And you see Beck there, just, you know, leg kicks to both sides of the leg. And then this was the story of the second round. Just Beck being in the top position, being heavy. And right there, you see how quick he slapped that on. Salazar wasn't expecting that. I certainly wasn't. Managed to get that on there. To credit Salazar, I mean, the fact that he was able to get out of that when that was as tight as it was, that shows how much grit that he's got. But, man, we ain't done yet. This was a very, very close round number 1 and round number 2. I think they're 1 apiece. Very excited to see how this one shakes out between these two.
Both camps have to be telling their fighters, this has to be your round. We've seen impressive moments from both of these fighters so far, but this is the third and final round. If they want to walk away victorious, this is the time to show what their will is made of.
2 incredible camps, just great guys to have in your corner with Syndicate MMA and Extreme Couture. And here we go, third and final round. 3 more minutes to do some work.
Salazar goes for that shot. Looks like he's got his hands connected, but this is going to be an awkward position because Beck has his head between his legs. But Salazar still pushing forward. Nice sprawl from Beck, though.
Huge sprawl from Beck. I mean, it just doesn't get much more sprawly than that sprawl.
Yeah.
Salazar not giving up on it, though. It's just, you know, both these guys so determined to impose their will, and Salazar manages to find his way back up to his feet, and now it's back to some hand fighting here with Beck trying to jockey for position while Salazar continues to look for that takedown, manages to get it.
Yeah, I thought Beck might have been trying to go for the left arm of Salazar there, but Salazar was able to get the takedown. I like that Beck not taking it from the haters in the crowd.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a hater or a friend, but he flipped somebody the bird in between punches. So, oh, big shot there. Salazar takes one, but then answers right back. Halfway through the third and final round.
Salazar looking for another takedown, gets it.
Pops his head out. Now he's looking for the back of Beck, and at least for the time being. But the chess match continues on the ground as Beck manages to reverse that one. He ends up in top position himself.
Yeah, really nice transition there and reversal from Beck. Beck looking for a submission. Going to be hard to finish it from here.
Just over a minute remaining here in the third and final round. Still, I think anyone's fight, and big knee to the body there from Beck as they get back to their feet. Salazar once again looking for another takedown, and he gets it.
That's number 3 for Salazar in this third round. They're not big, emphatic takedowns, but they are scoring points, Dave.
Yeah, I'm always curious how, like, the velocity of the takedown, like how impactful it is, quite literally, impacts the judges' opinion of a takedown as well, because these are relative soft landings, but they're legit takedowns.
Absolutely. You know, we're seeing Salazar show his control right now.
You see Beck trying to do damage from the bottom position, so there's that too, though. He's the one that's throwing the big punches that are landing.
Absolutely.
It's not just to the body either, landing some headshots there, but Salazar manages to work through that. And I think this is probably how this round is going to come to an end. We're down to our final 10 seconds. Salazar in top position. If we're saying that it was one apiece going into this third and final round, good game plan here from Salazar to try to eke this one out on the judges' scorecards, and we'll see what they have to say.
Glad I'm not a judge here tonight, and we're only commentating, Dave, but that was a fun fight from two very, very, very tough fighters from two great camps. Beck with his hands in the air. Salazar with his hands in the air now as well. Love to show sportsmanship from these two.
So looking at some of the action here from round number 3, Salazar very aggressive with shooting in, looking for that takedown pretty much throughout all of round number 3. Was willing to trade some hands when necessary, but it was all about getting that takedown. And when you've got an opponent like Beck, who's got such a good wrestling pedigree, that can be risky, but that just shows how confident Salazar was in his own ground game. Now, was that enough to get the victory in the judges' eyes? Well, I guess we'll find out here momentarily, but Salazar certainly had a game plan, did a nice job of seeing it through, but to his credit, Beck, even when he was on the ground, when he did get taken down, was still firing shots from his back, was trying to inflict as much damage as possible. So really, I think this is a very, very razor-close fight.
I think it's going to be a split. If I'm guessing, my guess is this is going to be a split.
Could be a split decision, if not 29-28 across the board, I think, because round 1 and round 2 was swings back and forth. I think it all came down to that third round. Justin Bernard is back into the center of the cage with the official decision. Let's see what the judges have to say.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we have your winner by split decision, Geovanny Salazar.
As close as we thought. I think that they got that one right, but that was a great fight between two very game opponents here at Tuff-N-Uff.